Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and I'm Lee, that's Susan, and this week we're talking about a mid 1980s movie, um, a Steven Spielberg production, a Richard Donner film about One-Eyed Willie and his lost treasure. We are talking The Goonies, a gang of kids, misfits, who go on an adventure of a lifetime. Will come up against a mafia family, some bad guys, and it's full of action, traps, pirate boats. So we'll go over to Susan. I'm coughing now. We'll go over to Susan with your opening thoughts.
All right. Yeah, 1985 was a year for some big, huge movies, and Spielberg had two of them: Back to the Future and this one, and Richard Donner had also started asking asking for more fun movies to direct. He was apparently his name was different. He was born under a different name, but then he chose the name Donner for the folks that were cannibals trying to live through a snowstorm at the top of the Sierra Nevada range in the 20s or so. Anyway, it was a long time ago. Interesting thing about this movie is that when I was the last time I went to Boston Comic Con was the time that that Peter Capaldi was there, and they had a reunion of the Goonies cast. So I've had my geeky moments about this movie a few times actually, because I just stinking love it. I love the actors who are in it. Ki Kwan was like really awesome in the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones movie, Temple of Doom, and Josh Brolin. You know, we've he's he's Thanos, and he's also he's done a lot. And Sean Astin, and then when you get to looking at who else was in this wonderful movie, you find people like Martha Plimpton, who actually has more Hollywood in her life than any of the other actors do, actually, because her father, her grandfather, her uncles, and three of her uncles were the ones that they came from the family of the guy who played the Carradine family. That's the name of that's their last name. So they have all of those Carradines are the Plimpton. And so like anyway, that was just really interesting. I found that out. I watched a documentary about this before we jumped on here today. And the other thing that I really liked was learning that Corey Feldman this was one of the things that gave him legs in the industry, and he was actually by that point an actually demanded star of a child star at that point, and he's done really well, and it was great to see him. It was great to see all of the boys. There was Sean, there was Jeff, there was Corey, and there was Ki Yi Kwan at um, the panel discussion. The other thing, the other family that Lee had mentioned, the mafia family, were Anne Ramsey, Joe Panatello, and Robert Davi, and they were the Fratelli family, and they had a restaurant that they had shuttered, and they were using it just as a place to store cash, and
Hmm.
they were good, mobsters, and so that was pretty fun. And Sloth was played by John Matuzak. Anyway, that guy was on the on the Raiders. What I don't know if it was the Oakland Raiders, Los Angeles Raiders, or whatnot, but that was where they got him. He was actually a football player, and he was actually really good at acting, and was willing to take all the prosthetic makeup and all that stuff. And he was a good so Sloth had a lot of character, a lot of personality, and was really like, emotionally, rooted in reality. And Matuzak had known people who were disabled, so he knew that there was like this whole way that he could portray this character that was going to make him endearing. And that was a big ask of a non Shakespearean actor, giving this character a whole lot of compassion, and sure as heck he did. I love Sloth. I love the fact that they have Sloth Funkos and everything. Sloth is a good character. He's got yeah, he's got a way that especially when the Fratellis don't want Sloth to really, you know, partake in their own excitement together as a family. They're basically pushing him out the door into the hands of the Goonies, and the Goonies really embrace him, and they had
Yeah.
good families there. A lot of the parents of the kids at the end of the movie are the actual parents of the kids at the end of the movie, so that's fun. And then one of the guys at the end of the movie is the director, Dick Donner, and they call Richard Donner. They call him 3D because it's director Dick Donner, and so
Ah,
that's fun too. And then there's also the ship. The ship was they hid it from the actors until all of a sudden they revealed it. I mean, there is some seriously cool stuff that they did to make this movie so stinking magical and so stinking fun. I really love it. I think it's a great movie. I love the cast. The cast. I mean, here we got Sean Astin, you know, carrying Frodo up the mountain, and you also have him, being that football player himself. And then there's that other one that was that one that he was in that he was he played one of the friends of Elle and those guys in the Stranger Things. So I mean, Sean has actually got like so much geek cred.
and also as well, his dad is.
John Aston from Adam's Family, and his mom was Patty Duke from the Patty Duke Show.
So he's got showbiz in his blood.
Yeah, he. I was trying to figure out who had more, Martha Plimpton or him, and it really, even though she was, even though she was so surrounded by it, I hadn't made any of those connections. But she did have more family in the industry. But it's just so amazing that these kids they were so good at this. This
Mm.
movie was just, I mean, these actors really created something amazing for us.
Yeah.
All right, so your opening thoughts. Now that I've blown it up and
Well, what you've got this is an Indiana Jones film with teenagers, isn't it? That's what it is. It's a boy's adventure
huh,
with teenagers. You've got everything what Indiana Jones had, all the traps, all the rolling boulders, the treasures and stuff like that. Brilliant set up. Um, my 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 one complaint is with all the teenage actors in this, and many of them, it was their sort of first big break. Not most of them. And Richard Donner and the production team came up with the idea of letting the kids, these teenagers, ad lib. And for me, it was a bit hectic, the dialogue between them all, because they talked over each other really loudly a hell of a lot at the beginning of the movie, and that annoyed me. It did need a bit of the kids needed a bit of reining in, shall I say? It was hectic. It was just you couldn't really what they're saying, what's he saying. I'm thinking, calm down, calm down. Just go with the story. But that was Richard Donner's decision to let them, because he wanted it to become across the screen as realistic as how teenagers would interact together. But it was a bit hectic. And people have mentioned this in past documentaries that it was quite messy and hectic with the dialogue and stuff like that. But the story, it's fine. It's just you should say they should have just calmed the kids down a bit. But
huh, I didn't know that.
yeah, it's that's the only thing. Once you watch it, it does stand out that he's talking over him and he's talking over him, and it looked like they were just excited to be in front of the camera.
Right.
And just calm down, kids, calm down. Um, yeah, as you say, the great. They all work well together. Ian, you've got the you've got the big brother in Josh Brolin, love interest with him as well. You've got Data, the Asian inventor kid. um, you've got the sensible kid in Sean Astin with his little
Huh.
but and then you've got Mouthy Corey Feldman, who won't shut up. And then you've got the sort of
And the
hyper.
traumatizing instructions to the
Yeah.
housekeeper. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Then you've got Chunk, who's the
Oh, yeah.
big gobby, uh, loves his food. Um, so you're putting them sort of different characters together, and they do gel together.
Oh,
And as you say, then you've got the villain family, the Fratelli's family. They're just a comedy act.
yeah.
The two warring brothers, the overbearing mother, and I say then you've got Sloth, who's been picked on all his life and chained up if they don't want any responsibility over him. Um, yeah, and as you say, you with the boat, magnificent boat. And the sets were amazing. But I did. There was one scene where what was it? Steph, played by Martha Plimpton, she wears her glasses. She can't see anything without her glasses. I've dropped my glasses. She did a Velma from Scooby Doo. Where's my glasses? I can't see anything without my glasses. But but and the glasses get broken in the process, so she's not wearing the glasses after that. But she can see perfectly well without them.
Yeah.
After that, they forget that. But where they said she can't see a thing without them, and then all of a sudden she's all right. But I think, well, hold on a minute. Wait, somebody, it's just a movie, isn't it? But yeah, I loved it. I loved the act.
That is a good catch there, Lee. I never thought
Yeah,
of.
yeah. But I mean, it must have been for the kids. They must have thought we've died and gone to heaven here. We're getting paid to play about, fruit tunnels and pirate ships and all the gold and all that. They must have loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
the energy does come through from them, but the energy should have just been a little, tweaked here, a little bit there. But and you say you can tell it's a Spielberg because it's just over the top fun adventure. Um, never a sequel, but there is talk of a sequel coming up.
There is. I heard that too.
Yeah, I mean,
And they had talked about it at the Comic-Con too.
how are they going to do that?
I don't any idea.
Is it going to be the original Goonies kids? Is it going to be their kids? Because they're all in their 50s now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I read something maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago about that. It has been green lit, so we'll
Oh,
see what happens.
yeah. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, yeah, but what could you do though? What story could you do for a sequel?
Hmm.
Hmm. But anyway, back to you, Susan.
So yeah, the if you go down the tunnels, with these kids thinking,
Mhm.
this is each of these things has like a sort of a lesson or a moral to it. The one that was really the most grieving was when Sloth, was willing to put his body in the way of that rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I mean, like, but the kids were. I think that maybe it was like the accents because like they do all have California accents and nobody's ever used to California people speaking very fast.
I don't think it was the
Most of the
accent.
time you hear New York kids speak
Yeah.
fast or you hear like Bostonian kids speak fast, but you never hear that kind of quick talk coming from Californian kids. So that's what was maybe like the difference because it just you just didn't understand that or didn't have as clean an ear for that
I,
accent. It's
I was just thinking it's that the director gave them free range of you know that lot, and there was talking over each other
They
quite,
were, but
quite a lot.
yeah, yeah. But the other thing that was really interesting was that even though it was supposedly this whole community that was being pushed out
Mm.
of their homes because they were poor and stuff, uh, it actually it actually had an emotionally a happy ending, and I mean the reason for the whole adventure actually worked. So that was really exciting to me. The other thing that was really good was the when the girls and Brand decided not to climb up and go out of the well and join their classmates and just stay with the kids down
Yeah.
below. They helped a lot. And so that was really, really good that I mean, the story was told with so much really, real compassion, real satisfaction. You know, you get stuck in stories that you know they don't feel like they should leave it on a happy note. But in this one, for sure, it's like the most satisfying finish is that you'll see the ship sail off, even though everybody on board is dead. It's just become a ghost ship then.
With all the treasure on it.
You're on it. Yep. And the other thing is the uh, the Fratellis. I don't know why they even bothered with the Fratellis. You know, because they were bad people, but I don't know why the police wouldn't even know that they were really bad people by that point. But anyway, like the people that were the real villains, like you were saying, the Fratellis actually were like in a way just another team on the adventure with them, a
Yeah.
competing team. The real villains were the bankers, and it was like what's that one that they show at Christmas time? The Stewart one.
Stuart one.
Um, oh, the one with the angel.
Oh, it's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Wonderful Life. Yeah, like the yeah the villain of the piece were the bankers and the developers, and that's always been the case. Like that was the case in that movie, and that was the case in this one too. And so you got a real that was really satisfying too because you don't want to take too much of the mystery out of those two groups of people, these kids who are geeky and then these wonderful mobsters. I,
Who kill?
yeah, but they don't very well and they don't kill any of the kids. So anyway, that's just because they're the gang that couldn't shoot straight. That's a Jimmy
Yeah.
Breslin. That's a Jimmy Breslin book. Anyway, I enjoyed it a lot, and it was fun to have the map and the little stone with the little amulet with like
Yeah.
the little
Which
rocks.
which you can buy, the little amulet things, and
Huh?
it's all memorabilia now.
It is all. It's merch. And you can shop at our merch table as you depart the theater. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have Geeks Assemble doesn't have merch. We are too unique
We
to
don't
have merch.
we don't make enough money. Well, we don't make any money.
Well, we
To,
don't make any money, and we don't have anything that's branded. I mean, we're not a brand. We're just too geeky to even have a brand. That's us though. Yay. So I'm really happy about us, and I'm happy about the Goonies, and I'm happy about the Fratellis, and I'm happy about One-Eyed Willie and his ghost ship sailing off into the sunset, and I'm happy about Chunk, being actually Chunk and Sloth being like
doing the triple
heroes.
triple.
Yeah, yeah, so fun.
So, anything else, or do you want to go final say and score?
I don't know. You got anything else?
No, I think we've gone through most of it. You know, the sceneries, the traps were brilliant.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it was just a good, fun movie. I don't think it did well at the box office,
It
to be
did. It
honest.
actually made. It was made for like 19 million or 12 million or something, and then it made like 90, I
Oh
think.
yeah, I read Mantine, but that's the budget, isn't it? Yes, right. Yeah, you're right. 125.
Yeah. So I mean, it made 10 times or 5 times what it cost.
I mean, for that being successful like that, then you would have thought within 2 years there'd been a sequel.
Yeah, you woulda, but
No, in Hollywood.
now it's 50 years later, and we're still talking about the sequel to Goonies. Oh my god, that's funny.
So, so final say and score.
Yeah, sure.
Go on, then.
All right. Well, I will give this 10 of those little amulets with like the little out of 10. I thought that was a great trick. They tried to read and they stole that wholesale. They stole that for what was it? The Last Jedi or the Rise of Skywalker? Anyway, they stole it. They created the knife with the cutouts. I was like, oh, I've seen this somewhere before. Yeah, so
Maybe.
that's it. Like that, you know, these kids finding that thing that was legit. This thing that happened in Star Wars that was just reaching back and stealing it. So
Right.
I liked it. I liked that thing. So that's what I 10 of those out of 10.
Right. Me personally, I said the only, as I mentioned, the only gripe I've got is the messiness and the
Uh-huh.
over talking of the kids. They're coming across too excited to be in front of the camera. I think that's what it was. Um, so for that reason and reason alone, this is getting nine one-eyed willies. Oh, matron out of 10. One-eyed willies. Who would have thought I'd have said that? Yeah, yeah. So nine out of 10. It's not that. That's not a bad score for me. So that is our little review of the Goonies, the full-length version.
Yep.
I don't know what the short version is, but there you go. Yeah. So you guys, have you seen the movie? If you have, leave a comment below on this video. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Also, leave a comment on the videos or any of our videos if you'd like to join us on these magnificent videos we do. And all you need to be is 18 and over, have a working camera and microphone on the device you use, and we'll get you on. Also, as well, um, if you want to um, subscribe to our YouTube channel and stuff like that, remember to press the bell notification button because
Um,
ding dong, you get notified every time we put up a video. So that's us done for another week, Susan.
yep.
Been fun talking, all
It
things
has
Goonie.
been.
So
I think we
until next.
both need to drink some hot tea and beverages and try to get
Yeah.
rid of our colds.
Well, this is what you get when you get a chest infection or whatever it is. But yeah, so until next time, please be safe out there. Have fun watching our videos. Bye for now.